Hello again, I'm Blunty, and I'm on a road trip through the vast Aussie outback. I'm so far away from everything else right now, there's only one road here, and it's a very long and very straight road. And it's taking me to a place that has more UFO sightings than anywhere else in Australia. And it's smack bang in the dusty red middle of Aussie land. The trip was inspired by a movie which, with absolutely no coincidence, has DVDs and Blu-rays headed for store shelves as you watch this. Paul is a movie about a road trip, just like mine, to a UFO hotspot.
Going on a road trip, huh?
Yeah. A tour of America's most famous UFO hotspots.
I hear that.
I cannot believe we're going to see Area 51.
Hi. I'm Paul.
What have you done to him?
He fainted.
Yeah, but you made him faint.
But it's not like I set my phaser to faint.
You've got a phaser?
I'm heading for a place called Wycliffe Wells, and I'm told it's the UFO hotbed of Australia, renowned for regular sightings of mysterious lights in the sky and reports of people losing time, and even the occasional story about abductions, and of course, lots and lots of probing.
I really need your help. This is a matter of life and death. Heads up, we just got reassigned.
I want E.T. back in his fishbowl or dead ASAP.
Hey! Reese's Pieces! Yes!
But it's a really long drive, and long road trips require pit stops, so we pulled into a little Roadhouse Town we were passing for some fuel and refreshments. I guess technically it qualifies as a town. This little hiccup of civilization is the Barrow Creek Roadhouse, and while I was filling my gob with a tasty pasty for lunch, we absorbed the ambience and relics of countless tourists, travellers and wanderers from every corner of the world, and had a chat with the proprietor about if he had any tales of alien encounters and the often eccentric alien hunters who pass through on their way to Australia's mecca for the mysterious.
Yeah, actually I'll tell you a funny story I heard, because I'm not quite sure if he's still there. There was some workers at Ali Karan, and these workers decided to go to Wycliffe for dinner, and they ran into this fella here, and because I was talking to him, and he reckons he's been kidnapped twice and probed twice. I thought, okay then.
I wonder what they missed the first time that they had to go back and probe him the second time for.
I'm not quite sure.
What if he inserts a probe into our you-know-what?
Apparently they don't do that.
Anyone want one of these? Anyone?
Wycliffe Wells folks have reporting seeing flashing lights in the night sky, but the folk up the track of Barrow Creek Roadhouse are talking UFO reports in a much more laid-back way than their neighbours. The Roadhouse bar is marketing special alien repellent, which staff say so efficiently we don't have a lot to worry about unwanted green gas. No. Another funny story I heard was from the Greyhound bus drivers, because somebody dropped a tin of green paint on the highway near Wycliffe there. So what they used to do as they go along, if any of the passengers are awake, or if he tells them they're usually awake, he said, have you a bit closer? They said, see here, and they'll see the green paint. So this is where an alien got hit by a road train, because he had a UFO breakdown, he was hitchhiking, he got splattered by a road train. And that's how people be sitting there, oh look, there it is.
We still had a lot of tarmac to eat up, so we rode off, not into the sunset as cliche would demand, but kind of parallel to it. Either way, we were hoping to beat the sunset to our destination. Which we did. Just. Aside from the alien accessories that go along with being a little green man tourist spot, Wycliffe Wells looked much like any other good old true blue Aussie caravan park. But there's no mistaking that there is a theme to the styling of the place. Sure, to some, alien encounters might be scary, but Wycliffe Wells is a very family-friendly place, regardless of your species. I can only assume that the faceless corpses of two-dimensional aliens is some kind of ritual offering, perhaps a prayer to the Martian gods of indoor plumbing.
Morning.
He's from another world.
He cannot be from space. It's not possible.
You saw it for yourself. He's right there.
Are they looking right now?
The day was running out of hours, and as the sky cycled through some colours I'm not quite convinced I've ever seen before, I had a chat with some folk who live and work near this hotspot of unexplained nocturnal activity.
I've seen strange lights in the sky, but I'm a big science person, even astrobiology, if you know what I mean. In a sense. So I sort of kind of feel that there is probably life out there. I don't know whether it'll be intelligent or not, but I'm sure there's other life around other planets and stuff, you know, that has evolved, maybe not spacecraft and stuff.
Are the inhabitants of UFOs, are they really little green men?
Well, the anthropomorphic sort of structure of a little green man being like a human with 2 arms and 2 legs and eyes and stuff is very, you know, it's very human of us to make that projected onto them, so, you know.
Biologically unlikely.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah.
Why would you think they'd come here, though? What's here for them?
Why do we go out into outer space? Curiosity?
Yeah.
How did you go invisible?
Like Predator.
It's a camouflage response.
But you can do it anytime you want.
Anytime.
The whole idea of having advanced technology like that and knowledge that goes beyond it, creating a little spacecraft that flies around is kind of, you know, a bit old school technology for something that would allow you much more advanced techniques. You know, so why would you build a little spacecraft to fly around, and if you have the potential to break the speed of light and move around the universe at will?
Are they all little spacecraft, or are they not some other way of coming here? Do they have to be...
abduct people through wormholes or something?
But I guess having a vehicle would come in handy, travelling around on another planet. Oh, lots of crazy things around here, that's for sure. But aliens, no, it's funny that I've actually said that a few times. It's weird because you don't, you know, obviously being out in the middle of the bush, you get a lot of weird characters and strange characters and stuff, but not a lot to do with UFOs so far, you know. This place is obviously a bit of a centre for it, but not really a lot of people, not that I've heard anything. It really changes the whole anthropocentric view of the Earth, you know, and that where life, the universe is created for this species of organism on this planet, you know what I mean? It would really have an effect on people's perception of that, that's for sure. Allow us to move beyond our very egocentric views of ourselves on this planet, you know, and hopefully embrace each other a bit better as well, you know what I mean, as humans, you know.
We might all just pull together.
Oh my God!
You gentlemen seen anything unusual this evening?
No, not really.
Oh! Here's a very interesting place because not only do people from around the world come to visit you, but I think people from outer space are coming as well. I don't know if they're people, but something from outer space is coming. Well, my name's Mark Vandersheim and I'm from Wycliffe Well Holiday Park. I've been here for nearly a couple of years now, and it's a very, very interesting place. Even more interesting than I thought it would be now that I'm here living it. We see a lot of things, a lot of unusual phenomena, a lot of lights, a lot of things that just can't be explained. In World War II, the soldiers were here growing vegetables because it's a natural well in the desert, underground water, so you grow a lot of vegetables for the Air Force bases throughout the NT, and the soldiers that were working here started to record what they saw in diaries. The diaries still go right up until today. If anybody sees anything in the area, they come in and write it in the diary. Some very interesting entries in there. Lights in the sky. Some people have seen big ships in the sky.
Tell me which way the little green guy went.
Why are we holding hands?
So we look like a family. Just a couple of regular guys walking down the street with a small cowboy.
When I was 11 years old, yeah, I saw a UFO in the middle of the day with my family. It was unexplained. It was a massive light in the sky, not very high up. And so I've always been open to it. You get people coming here out of necessity because we're so isolated that, you know, you need to stop here to get some fuel and have a sleep and do that type of thing. And then we get other people that come here just specifically for the UFO interest and to find out about what's here and see if they can see something for themselves, which they often do.
He'll be okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah. The guy before me who used to own the place, was in his little house, which is my little house now, and in the middle of the night the place lit up like all the lights were on very, very brightly, but the light was coming from outside of the building, not from inside, but it was lighting up the inside. And he went out and he looked up into the sky, and there was the brightest light, massively strong light that was only hovering above the building. We've even had NASA scientists come here measuring the magnetic fields here, and around the Earth there are magnetic fields running longitudinal and latitudinal, and this is a crossover right here, so they've been here measuring that. I don't know if they knew more than they were telling us, but they were here. The opposite side of the Earth to here is Area 51, which you would have heard of, Mexico. Something's going on. I'll let you know when I find out for sure. Still trying to work it out myself.
You guys partake?
I'll partake.
It's pretty strong shit. I get it from the military, actually.
We should cook up some sausages.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I have wasps in my brain!
That happened to me the first time. Let's lighten the mood, shall we, Clive? When did you last get laid?
All I can tell you is that something's going on here. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it is happening, and that's a fact. That's all I know.
Your dick is gone.
Jump, jump! Poor little thing.
Just watch.
It's a miracle. Why would you do that?
I'm not gonna eat a dead bird, am I?
My story of alien hunting hasn't finished yet. Coming up in part 2, some behind-the-scenes stuff from the production of Paul, and I take my cameras into the midnight outback to go hunting for a mysterious sighting of my very own. No spoilers, but I did not get quite what I expected. Catch you next time.